What's up, everybody? It's
False
your
alarm.
girl, Renee Michelle Merrifield, on the Renee Michelle Merrifield Show. How's everybody doing today? Happy Thursday. Happy 5 p.m. I hope everyone's staying safe out there. I love you guys so much. Oh, my gosh.
I love you, too.
I love everyone. I'm literally losing my mind.
That's lost.
It's
Past
gone.
tense.
It's already gone.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jason Aaron,
There's
producer
Jason.
At Jolliffe Digital Production.
And happy anniversary, baby.
Oh.
It's the 4th. It's our
That's
anniversary.
right. That means it's 3 years and 5 months into our wonderful relationship.
3.5 years.
3.5. Well, 3.5. Let's not round up, okay? Accuracy.
You're so cute. I love you so much.
Oh, stop.
Thank you for doing.
Look at your shoes.
Oh yeah, these are so cute. Look at them.
Those look like they've been through some.
Buttercream snakes.
Those have been through some.
I know, they're like really
Looks
old.
like those have been through a couple of tours in Iraq. Am I right?
Ooh.
We got someone here. I might know someone with that. But.
Play on words. Guys, I'm so excited for our guest. He's amazing. But first, Jolliffe, how are you? Are you good today? How's your life?
I am pretty good. I'm hanging in there. Thanks for asking. Oh, speaking of moving the mic, I've got 2 brand new mics coming. Sure mics.
Sure, SM52s.
What are you doing over there? No.
Oh, nothing.
Anyway,
nothing.
for all you geeks out there, it's a Shure 7B or something like that. I don't even remember. But I just know it's highly rated, so
I really
those
want
be the new
the Shure microphone. That's the Elvis, the old one. I forget what it's called.
the Elvis.
Yo,
Is that
my
what it's
hair
called?
will not dry today. It's just like, hello.
Oh,
so much
you
hair.
washed it?
I washed it for once in my life.
Today was the day, huh?
Today was the day. I
Nice.
brushed it and washed it because we have such a special guest.
Brushed it
so
and
I had
washed
to
it.
have my hair looking nice. But oh my gosh, guys, this guest, I'm so blessed to have the guest that I've had. And today we have such an amazing special guest. I'm losing my mind over it. Like, seriously, guys.
Seriously.
Yo, we have Kristian Aleixo. I am so excited, guys. Guess what? He is a professional race car driver entering IndyCar's Road to Indy ladder with an aim to one day compete in
You're trying to be the first to ever do something.
Indianapolis
There
500.
will be a million reasons why it can't be done. You just have to focus on the few that say it can. You just have to remember who you are and why you can.
Yeah.
He is going to compete in the freaking Indy 500.
It's coming back.
Beyond this,
Slipping.
Kristian is the author of the autobiography, My Life in Story, The Outside Groove. Jolliffe, why don't you show some of those pictures? Yes, and here is the book,
supposed to do here.
My Life in Story, The Outside Groove, forwarded by Willie T. Ribbs, and the children's book, Faster and Faster, A Children's Guide to Motorsports. So this dude has made 2 amazing books. Like, what? With Robbie Unser. He's also the star of his own reality TV show produced by Sharp Entertainment, the makers of Jersey Shore and 90 Day Fiancé. What the heck? I have awesome guests here. Oh my gosh. And hopes to use the platform to bring much needed attention to his off-track passions, such as homelessness, which Kristian suffered throughout high school after losing his mother to diabetes at 13 years old. Type 1 diabetes, which Kristian was diagnosed with during a tour of duty in Iraq. Thank you for your service, Kristian. And mental health for veterans. Kristian served with the U.S. Army. Furthermore, Kristian is a regular volunteer at Children's Bureau and various children's hospitals. Everybody, I'm so excited to announce my guest, Kristian Aleixo.
Oh, I need to get a clap track.
What's up?
Welcome.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm feeling great. How are you?
I'm so good. Good.
Good.
It's so good to have you. You're so freaking awesome and talented. I was like, please be a guest on my show. I mean, dude, you are the...
You didn't have to twist my arm.
You are the shit, bro.
Come on. You know, yeah, we had such a good time at Cheryl Mathis's event.
Yes.
And I just had to come on. You didn't have to twist my arm about it.
Thank you so much for being my guest. And that was so amazing, like learning about you and just everything that you've done and everything that you stand for. You're such a class A guy. You're such a good guy. Beyond that, your passions are so amazing, and your story, it's incredible. Like the crap you've went through, and we were talking before the show how it's kind of like we feel that pain essentially kind of makes people who they are, right? And it shapes them, and it makes you stronger.
Right.
It's like, it's almost necessary.
I want to ask you one thing.
What's that, bud?
What are you thinking in this photo right here as you look onto the
pagoda?
The pagoda.
Well,
what is going through your mind?
I'm basically just thinking I can't wait until the day when
I win.
Honestly, Indianapolis is such a special place. The Speedway in particular, it's obviously one of the crown jewel events, something that you want to win, something that will etch your name into history. I am very well aware that as a human being, my time on this earth is finite, and at some point it will end. But these little things that I'm trying to do so that I actually kind of live forever through my accomplishments, and that is definitely at the top of those things.
Yes.
Legacy.
Yes. Oh my God. And it's going to happen, Kristian. Like, it's going to happen.
Well, thank you.
And I truly believe that you're so talented. I mean, as a person and as a freaking driver, I mean, that's my dream gig. I mean, I want to leave my legacy kind of like Tom Petty, right? It's like in the same way you want to win the Indianapolis 500, be like race car driver, NASCAR driver, which you are, and it's like, damn, that's amazing.
Whoa.
Renee, I told you,
Not NASCAR.
Don't mix up NASCAR.
Right. He's like, now you don't offend me, I'm leaving.
Okay, well, that was the shortest podcast ever. Bye. All right, sorry to knock out.
You're like, whoa. Yeah, Indianapolis 500. I got you. They're totally different. Like, how does it feel going that fast? How fast do these things go anyways, those little bullets?
The Indy cars,
faster than stupid NASCAR.
Actually. They usually, you run about 230 miles an hour.
That's my dream gig, besides being a musician and a singer. I swear.
And a DJ and an astronaut and a designer.
Can people come in the car with you?
No.
Can I come in the car with you?
No, you can put like a little sidecar on the side
I would die.
Like a 1920s motorcycle with a sidecar on it. Right.
That'd be so fun. I'd be in the seat. I'd be like, most people would be scared, but I'd be like, wow. Like, I have a serious need for speed. Always have.
Yeah.
Do you feel that way too? Like, were you born with this?
Obviously.
It sounds cheesy, but the closer you are to death, in my opinion, the more you feel alive, and racing is one of those places where you can do it in a controlled setting.
Still dangerous,
but it's in a controlled setting with safety crews there and these kinds of things. So I'm that's where I do feel
your heart's
most,
racing, you're driving, you're going 230
I feel
miles
most alive for sure.
Oh my God, I want to do it so bad. I mean, damn, how long?
I'm the opposite on the street though. I'm the complete opposite on the street. Jason and I were talking about this on the way
chill.
over here. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I noticed the mask, and you got to protect yourself, for Ronas.
Totally unrelated.
Indeed, yeah.
Totally unrelated to that last topic.
No, I love it. Thank you so much for coming out. It's great. So you were a war veteran. You served 2 tours in Iraq. You are a war veteran. Yes, that's what I'm gonna say. And damn, thank you so much for your service. That's so amazing.
No, I appreciate that.
That's
and
great.
Shout out to everyone currently serving and what you guys are doing. It's a privilege to be a part of something so much bigger than yourself, and to really it's kind of a test. I mean, going over to Iraq is a great test of where
everything,
it's really you learn so much about yourself you had no idea, and I'm a lot stronger than I thought.
Yes.
So yeah.
I can't even imagine just all of the things these soldiers go through. I mean, like, just even from the conditions of the weather, like, I would be right there. I'd be like, I'm out.
It's a little toasty. It's a little toasty
and all that
out here.
gear you have to carry in the uniform and the gear. That's just the bare minimum of the tip of the iceberg of all the crap that's really going on and stuff. It's just like, it's hot.
Yeah, we don't get it like the British soldiers do. So
Do
the
they
British
get to wear
soldiers,
shorts or something?
Yeah.
What? See,
Yeah,
that's
their
awesome.
pant legs have zippers, and you can unzip the
little
bottom
air.
part of the shorts. And I'm just like, well,
Let a little
Little
air
extra
breeze.
what the
ventilation.
heck? Yeah, like
Does anyone feel a breeze?
yeah, right. U.S. Army, get on that, please.
That's so amazing. And you were a
let's
recipient
innovate.
of what was it called?
Army Commendation Medal.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, commendation medal,
The ARCOM.
dude. And you've won a few medals for stuff.
Yeah, we were tasked with building the largest railroad in a foreign country since World War II, and
Oh my gosh.
yeah, we got it done.
That's so
We got
cool,
it- we got
Kristian.
it
That's
done,
so cool. And so, like, when you first started doing this, you had high hopes of becoming an Apache helicopter pilot, right? And then,
Yeah, that was well, I mean, my path in the military, I didn't come in with a set mindset of what exactly it was I wanted to do.
but you were like, that sounds bad.
But yeah, I was just attracted to
That sounds
whatever
fast.
sounded like, like this is cool
Just the
stuff.
thrill,
So,
yeah.
So I started out doing movement control, 88 November. Shout out to all my 88 Novembers out there, the logistics corps, and everything you guys do. So important. But just through doing that, I decided to make that switch over, and everything was going the way it should have for me to do that. But unfortunately, I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes my second tour, and kind of yanked that dream out from under me. And
God, at that
Which
time,
we
that must
learned-
have been just like devastating and really hard.
We learned right before we went live here. We were chatting, and you said that was actually triggered by your first tour, right? Diabetes.
My second tour.
Was, it was the second tour.
Yeah,
So it was
yeah.
the second tour that triggered that, and I didn't even know. Like, I triggered. How do you? I didn't know much about.
Yeah, and he explained
Diabetes
to us
stress.
that
Yeah, you
stress
kind of
can,
explained it.
and so sad for our viewers. But Kristian's mother, beloved, sainted mother, she passed away when he was 13 of type 1 diabetes as
diabetes,
well.
yeah.
And just like I can tell the way of the type of man that you are, that it's like your mom raised you so well, and she was single mom mostly. Your dad was in it. Your dad wanted to be in the NBA, right? And so he was really focused on that. Wasn't always there. And when your mom sadly passed away, your dad had to kind of pick up the slack, right, and be there. But then his the living conditions weren't. It just started like he couldn't pay the rent for the place, and then you guys had a room in someone else's house, right? And then he couldn't afford that. So then you were homeless for your whole high school career, and nobody even knew. I mean, damn, you are strong. That's so cool, and I love how vocal and forward you are about how you were homeless, and you speak out to people that are going through the same thing. This is his beloved mother.
Mama.
Oh my God,
Love
she's
that
so
lady.
beautiful. I'm screaming. She's so pretty.
Thank you.
You look
Thank
like
you.
her. She's really pretty. Oh my
I
gosh.
love that lady. Yeah,
She's your little angel. I'm so sorry about
we had a
your
solid
loss.
13 years.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And that's
Thank you.
that's a very that's a age where it's like you're a man. You know what I mean? So it's like that's a hard age right there.
But you know what? When I look back just on the events in my life and how I got to doing what I'm doing now, I honestly don't think I would have been able to
Without
put
those
myself through
hardships?
without it. Being homeless in high school kind of prepared me for a lot. You're at the bottom, and high school's hard enough, people. Honestly,
Right. We don't need this on top
trying
of
to
this.
navigate honestly,
Damn.
and
Nobody
just-
even knew. And
No.
will you share with our viewers how the storage? So you lived in a storage unit for a long time, and damn, that's got to be. I just remember it touched me when you said, it was like all this crap you have to do to live in the red sign. Wasn't there like a red sign that was like no human occupancy or
huge
whatever?
red sign right in your face,
And you're like,
boom.
wait a minute, I'm a
I'm
human.
right, and I'm occupying this
And just like having to train your body to like pee at a certain or drink
yeah.
water at a certain time so you don't have to pee in the night, and then like
Right.
not move to set off alarms and stuff like that.
I need to learn that.
Damn, just the raw intensity of that is awesome. And that's, I feel like that is totally why I mean, who knows if you hadn't
The
been through
things
those
that shape
hardships,
us,
then
right?
Shape us, right,
you
right.
could be a totally different person. And
Right.
that's how I feel about myself. At least if I didn't have the hardships, then I would probably be like a real big asshole or something. But I really care. I mean, sometimes I'm still an asshole, but I really care about people, and I just feel like I would never take away those hardships, but some of them cut deep, right? Like,
do.
oh my gosh, like the loss of your mom, that's just freaking hard.
They do.
I cry.
They do. Yeah, and it's I don't know. I think because at the time, being a kid, I was so reliant on her, and because my father was absent most of the time, it was my mom was my everything at that point. So to lose that, fairly quickly was challenging for sure. But
yeah, it almost like it's like, oh my gosh.
yeah.
I'll be like get watery over here.
Oh,
It's hard.
No,
That's
no.
You're a
freaking hard.
crybaby, though.
I cry about everything.
Yeah.
Okay,
Although
just
so
don't
do
think
I.
about it. Don't think about it, Renee. You'll start crying. Okay, no, but yeah, and against all the odds, I mean, who would have thought? And that's what I love about your positivity and your message. You're just like, if I can go from being homeless for my whole high school career, and I don't know if it was more than that or beyond that, but then it's like, and Indy 500 racer, like you can be a whatever you want. You can be the president. You can. Oh my gosh, there's this cute photo of you, Joel. Can you pull up the kids' photos? This guy is so good with kids, and you're
thank
really
you,
using
thank
your
you.
no, you're great. You're using your God-gifted like human to just make an impact on people. And so you wrote, this is your first book, right? So faster and faster, a children's guide to motorsport. So that's so cool. And this is for so just tell us about this. Tell us about this book a little bit.
Oh, sure. Yeah. So this book I wrote with Robbie Unser, who the 1998 IndyCar Rookie of the Year. We became buddies through Racecraft 1, which is where I do most of my training. And any drivers in Indianapolis, please make sure you get over to Racecraft 1.
Yeah, Racecraft. Oh my God, Craft.
Racecraft.
Racecraft. Why can I say that? Racecraft. Racecraft 1. There we go.
Right. Racecraft 1. We're currently located in the Silo downtown on Washington Street. The Silo is this huge auto club. If you want to see some really, really cool cars, check out the Silo. And then right behind the Silo, you'll find Racecraft 1. But Robbie Unser started instructing with us, and so that's how him and I got acquainted. And one of the questions I'm always asked when we're coaching some of the kids in go-karts is, Racecraft. One of the things that we're usually asked is, once my kid is too big for a go-kart, where do we go next?
Yeah.
What do I put him in next? And
Mini derby.
I've answered this question about 687,002 times. So
read my book.
So that's
weird that you
what I
count
do.
that.
Yeah, right. I got a little tally board. To keep track of these things. But basically, I said, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna write a book that kind of details how you go from karting all the way up faster and faster cars. So
that's so great. I love cars so much.
Yeah, cars are amazing. Cars are really amazing. So and to have Robbie Unser be a part of that, just having the Unser name attached to something that I've done, that's the royal family of auto racing, especially here in Indianapolis.
Yeah, they're popular.
So to be involved with an Unser is
it's great.
Incredible.
That's so awesome. And you just you're really you're so great with the kids. I can't wait to read your books. I love it. Yeah, I'm so excited to read them.
It's written for you.
Yeah. Jolly, show those other those other pics of these cute kids. So
I'm pretty stoked to get out to Children's Bureau as well. And I read to those kids pretty frequently.
What's the Children's Bureau?
Children's Bureau is an organization that helps children that are in kind of similar situations to what I was in. It's kind of a foster situation
Outreach
until they can until their parents can get back on their feet. A lot of times the parents are possibly abusive, possibly drug addicted, whatever their situation is. They got the kids taken away. They come to Children's Bureau. They get shelter. They get fed. They get education. They get all these things and the organization then transitions them into safer places. I honestly wish that when I was when I was a kid and I was going through the situation, there was something
like that.
Something like
Can
that.
you imagine
know?
like how many lives you're affecting though if you really think about it? I know it's like we don't like to think about this on our own selves, like, oh, I have a big head, but really. You are freaking helping so many people, young kids, be positive, you know, and that one small thing, it's like a mustard seed that could change them. That could be their path from either going into like bad things, you know, because kids act out, you know what I mean? If they're treated wrong, then it's like naturally sometimes, you know, but maybe what you're doing completely changes their whole path of life, and that's I mean, and that's so big, you know what I mean? It's so many kids too that you've spoken with, trained, taught with. Let's see some of those other photos, Jolly, of like the cutie kids.
Yeah.
So
well, I mean, it's
but you know what's funny that like you know, I don't know if you would go back DJ like, but that, you know, those experiences that you had, you know, you said, I wish I would have had something like that when I was young, but like maybe you wouldn't be on the same track. I'm always very leery, and I think about it every once in a while, like, would I change anything in my past? Would I change any decisions that I had made? And I'm like, I don't think I would, because I feel like those, you know, the painful moments and stuff like that shaped me to be who I am, and I feel like I'd be taking a gamble, and like maybe I wouldn't
be the same.
So I'm like, you know what? I'm happy for my experiences. I'm going to assume they, you know, made me who I am, and
yeah, and we were talking about the path too. It's just crazy how like individual paths, you know what I mean? You just like all the stuff that happens that leads you to your ultimate you or whatever, and it's like, you're gonna win the Indy 500.
Well, thank you.
I'm freaking like empathic.
Well, thank you. It has been
spoken right here.
He's like, I already spoke it before lots of times, and it's happening. Oh my gosh, that would just, I mean, wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, you know, but that, I think that's what's cool about the story, is because you don't typically find race car drivers with my background. Most drivers come from ridiculous amounts of money, you know, stuff, and they've always had a way to pay for it. So for me to accomplish, you know, this, I think was pretty incredible, just to become a race car driver, period. But to take it that step further and to become a part of that Crown Jewel event, and to hopefully win that Crown Jewel event, I think will truly show that anything is absolutely possible. You just got to get creative, and that's kind of my mission. That's my mission with the kids at Children's Bureau. The times when I speak to them, and we have these brief moments of very real conversations, and I'm listening to what they're saying. I'm listening to the words that they're using, and I can see that it's a tough time. They're really struggling. They're frustrated. Like, where's my mom? Where's my dad? Why am I around? You know,
why have they forsaken
me? You know, but they're trying their best to cope. You know, they're playing with the other kids and still just trying to keep their mind off of it. But I know it's got to be tough, and I know it's got to be frustrating. But where I come in is, I don't want you to make this. I don't want you to let this situation make you bitter. You know, and because the minute you start looking at yourself as a victim of circumstances, the minute you start to live into that being the victim of circumstance, and that becomes your identity, you become, you know, the ultimate victim, which is what we don't want you to be, you know. And it's not until fairly recently in my life I've understood in myself, if I hadn't had that homeless experience when I was a child, I don't think I could have endured some of the things that I've had to endure to get this far. And they won't be able to see that because they're too young to see that at this moment. But that's where I come in to tell you from an older person's point of view that, hey, you know, and trust me, this is going to come back, and you're going to actually be thankful for it, because you're going to be the toughest kid in the schoolyard, wherever you go in life, no matter where it takes you, if it's a corporate route, if it's a non-corporate route, if it's something creative, if it's something, whatever it is you choose to do in life, I guarantee you, because of this, you are the toughest person in this room. And that is going to take you so much further than people's money. That's going to take you so much further than people's connections. It's that being tough, that grit, you know, and you're getting that right now.
I just got goosebumps. It's so true. You're freaking affecting them so positively, and that's everything. You know, I mean, a lot of people say it's like, even it was one life, but I mean, you're talking about lots of kids' lives. You're such a positive influence. It's like
I'm thankful. Shout out to Children's Bureau of Indiana. They and the fantastic work that they do. I truly do see myself in so many of the kids that come through those doors, and that's why I'll always keep coming back, because
that's so sweet. I would love to go, and I don't know if they need any. Sometimes a little music. I've been thinking about doing like music therapy and stuff. So I was thinking about getting a degree for it, but because I've been teaching voice lessons for almost 10 years, and I'm a professional singer. That's what I do, performing and stuff. Hair flip.
Yeah,
no big deal. No big deal. But I want to go beyond. Yeah, it's like literally glitter everywhere all the time.
No,
Fabulous.
The glitter doesn't happen until the end. Push the button.
The confetti and go, oh.
New Year's Eve.
But I mean, dang, that'd be really satisfying, just to like be able to help in any way I can. I mean, like Mother Teresa, man, she was so bomb, man. She literally, and my last guest, Glenn Bill, he's a motivational speaker. He was telling me about her, and she was actually all about babies. She never wanted like a baby to die alone. I'm like, oh my God, that's so sweet. But she was just so selfless, and I know I could never compare, or no one could really compare to her, but I feel like my purpose is like helping people, you know what I mean? So when I see someone else like that, I'm like, yes, because it's very rare. Just that most people are very like kind of self-centered, and you have this huge, amazing goal that it's just, the whole thing is very inspiring, and it's not, I mean, it's just, I don't know, it's great. Jolly, what do you think?
I do have a well, I mean, we're kind of on the kids thing, so what's the story behind this photo? And we don't have to linger on every single one of them, but I was just gonna flip through. You got a story behind this? Where'd you get these photos from, Renee?
Your Facebook.
Yeah, that's on my Facebook. Yeah. This was, I think, the very first time that I had visited Riley Children's Hospital, which is, it's like 5 minutes from my apartment.
Oh, nice.
You're downtown.
Yeah. So I'm like right off of downtown, in between downtown and the Speedway. So, it's right there, and just going there to kind of figure out, what can I do, because the same way that the kids at Children's Bureau speak to me, because we were in similar situations, is the same way that these kids speak to me too, but because of their physical illnesses. I've got an illness, they've got an illness, so I see myself in these kids as well.
Right.
And I think with them, that's my mission, is to just have these conversations, and to let you're it's tough though, because when you're in a situation and you're talking to a child and you're not their parent, you have to be careful of what you say.
Yeah, because they're sponges, and they may deflect, or they may like absorb. You don't really, or they may take it.
I want to tell them though. I want to tell them, like, stop listening to your mom, right? And I know I can't say it, but I want to, and it's because a lot of times I find that parents, and I get that it's rooted in safety, it's definitely rooted in safety, but you're telling the kid, don't do X, Y, Z, A, B, the whole alphabet because of your illness. I'm trying to protect you.
Right.
And I get that you're trying to protect them. I get it.
But they need to live a little.
But at the same time, in my mind, you're also telling the kid that he's kind of useless. You can't do anything. Right. You can't do anything. And I think that's the wrong message.
It's dangerous. I mean, that could lead to a life of wallowing.
Absolutely.
I got this thing. I can't do nothing.
Absolutely.
And a lot of times it's mental. You just got to push through and get past that hurdle.
Jim Abbott, man. I don't know if you guys remember Jim Abbott, but he was a pitcher for the New York Yankees. He had one arm. A Major League Baseball pitcher with one arm.
People overcome crazy things.
And it's just like, whoa,
like Led Zeppelin drummer guy.
Right. And listening to Jim Abbott speak.
Oh yeah, Def Leppard. Sorry.
Listening to Jim Abbott speak, he basically said that it came down to the way his parents talked to him. They never talked to him like he was the kid with one arm. They said, hey, you have this disadvantage. Get creative. Get creative and figure out a way around it. And he did. So what he would do is he'd tuck his baseball glove under his chin, throw the ball, somehow get the glove back on before the batter.
Just second nature. Like, people like that. Yeah, it's crazy
ninja
how you see people. Like I saw a I don't know what you call it. I don't think it's quadriplegic. It's someone that didn't have arms or legs, and it was a comedian, and such a great attitude, first of all.
Right.
But to see him move, to see him get around, and to see him get up on tables,
People
and
can overcome
and pick up
crazy
things. And like,
things.
you've got
Beautiful.
nubs. All you have are nubs, and and he's just like, that's just his life, and he pushed through, and he.
Right.
You know,
He's
it's like
cool.
that's a
I think I
perfect
remember that guy.
example of just of pushing through.
Absolutely.
And I
Absolutely.
love it. I love that, man.
And so you have this,
Absolutely.
you have a, what is it called? Capability.
Capability.
So I heard yesterday it got its first major donation. So this is for disabled children with athletic aspirations.
Yeah.
What the heck? That's so awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
And this is your
I'm pretty
thing you
pumped.
started.
Yeah, this is the thing that
It's called
that
Capability
I've
Incorporated,
started.
right?
Right.
Okay.
You know, it's called Capability because the whole goal is to introduce children to the superhero within themselves, right? And that's why it's Capability, right? So
'cause they're wearing a cape.
Exactly, right?
They're
And
superheroes.
there is a superhero in you. You just haven't met him yet,
gotta
you
find
know. And that's what we aim to do. But it's some of the things that I do hear often when I'm visiting certain children's hospitals. The kids will talk to me about, oh, you know, I love basketball, I love football, I love whatever sport it is. But, you know, the messaging I'm receiving is I can't do it because I have this, or I have that, or I have this. And I thought to myself, you know, I can tell you that you can all I want till I'm blue in the face, right? But what you get out of it, I think, has a limit. It's only going to go so far because you're looking at me and I don't have what you have. Right? You know what I mean?
So it's like, how could you
It's like, how
understand?
can you tell me that I can do this, right?
Right.
So I thought to myself, you know what? You're absolutely right. But guess what? There is an NFL player out there who has whatever it is that you have, you know?
There's someone out there.
And why don't... But you're never going to meet them. So let's create this foundation that basically supplies these kids with whatever it is they have to a professional athlete with whatever it is they have. And we can have him guide
Talk
you
to
through
him.
it and tell you exactly what it is. That's like the caveat specific to your illness, whatever it is and how he got around it, you know, and what he does to keep it at bay and that he can be competitive.
so incredible. That's life-changing.
That's a great way to for kids. So they can directly relate.
Yeah,
Have someone that
right.
directly
Yeah.
relates that like this is exactly
Right.
you know my thing. That's awesome.
Because
So
I mean,
cool.
motivating you, like I said, it only goes so far. What you need is a plan. That's what you need.
Yes.
And I need to introduce you to somebody who had a plan.
That's
and this
freaking
is how they
incredible.
did it. So yeah.
I mean, I don't know how you even thought of that, because to me, I would just be like, yeah, I'll just talk to him or whatever. But you're like literally directly supplying them with someone that feels them.
Right.
It's
right.
great.
I mean, it makes
Right.
sense.
Oh, yeah.
It's one of those genius ideas. It's like, why didn't I think of that?
Yeah, it's
Shout
such a
out,
good
by
idea.
the way. Shout out, by the way, to Fight for Life Foundation, Marlon
nice.
Jackson.
I've done some work with him.
Yeah. Good buddy of mine. So yeah, shout out to Fight for Life Foundation. Unfortunately, we won't be having the Seal the Deal camp. I do his flag football tournament each year. I'm always one of the coaches.
The
Two-time
Ronas.
champion,
Hey!
back to back. You know, right?
No big whoop.
But when the Fight for Life Foundation gets up and running again, when all this is over,
The
and
Rona.
and the next time we do have the tournament, get your kids on my team.
'Cause
We're
they'll
guaranteed to go to the. That's it.
If you want to be a winner,
right,
Join
right.
Kristian Aleixo.
That's right. That's
That's
right.
great.
So shout
That's
out
amazing.
To Marlon.
That's so sweet. Yeah, you're doing
Good
so
dude.
much with all the kids and stuff, and it's like, dang, do you?
Makai Stevens, follow him, another driver.
He's another driver playing ping
yeah.
pong. Are you good at ping pong?
That is my jam.
Jolliffe is really
Challenge
effing
accepted.
good. Like scary good. I would love to see you guys face off sometime.
I have skills that were passed down from generation to generation.
Generation, yeah.
Him and his dad go at it.
I've
You
got a
should
paddle
see
in
him.
my bag.
Well, but we seem to be lacking the ping pong table. So
We could use a table. It would be like
right.
really
Yeah.
weird
Yeah.
horseshoe.
Let's get a net
it's
going.
ping pong with a twist.
Let's get. No,
That's
man.
amazing.
No, but we can definitely
I'm horrible.
Play. I'd be,
I'm like,
awesome.
like I use 2 paddles, and I'm like,
I actually got I got a
Yeah.
buddy that lives down the road. We were both part of the Walk Across America back in 2016. He
Yeah,
just
for
lives like 5
veterans.
minutes away, and he's fanatical about ping pong as am
Really?
I. So there's been a lot of crap talking going back
Oh,
and
man,
forth.
we
So at some
gotta-
point we'll have to get a little tournament together.
We'll have to
So
get
We've
you
gotta
over
do
2-on-2.
shout out to Darren Fishburne.
I'm not going to
We're
play
coming
because
after
I'll
you.
just
Let's
bring
do
y'all
this.
down. We got to get someone better than
gotta
me.
do
Do a
this.
2-on-2.
We have to do this then, man. You know.
It's funny to see good ping pong
that.
players like, damn, y'all really get into it.
Into it.
Y'all
Yeah.
sweating.
Renee saw me. Renee saw me recently.
Got the
Charles does this
headband and,
weird, like he's like behind the back and like
Yeah,
it's like
that's
you know that movie about the ping pong
Yeah,
stuff, or is
called,
that dog?
It's called ping pong.
Yeah,
Bing
right? Bing, bang, bang.
There's like a
Ping pong.
movie I think, and there's this where it's just
Yeah,
crazy.
It's called
ping
the
pong.
movie is called Ping Pong.
No, I haven't.
Or
seen
as they say in Japan, Ping Pong.
Bing, bang.
The people that have seen that movie,
get it.
Christopher Walken delivers that line. You know what I'm talking
Oh
about.
yeah. Those moves in there are sick. I'm like, dang, y'all really getting into this.
Got
Let's
to.
play.
Got to.
Let's
All
play.
right, we'll do it.
Oh, and
We'll
there's
make
your
that
little
happen.
buddy,
Well,
Elvis. We were talking about this before the show. Elvis.
Yeah.
That's a cool name.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Elvis Rankin, Little King. Yeah, that's his nickname.
I
The Little King.
Little King.
Yeah,
So
he's
is
out
this a
in
little derby or
Southern
what is that
Colorado.
little thing? Or like
This is the
a
called
mini
the-
dragster or
No,
what?
no, this is the battle at the Brickyard. This is a quarter midget.
so cute.
It's a quarter midget car.
I don't think you should call Elvis that. I don't think.
No,
that's
no,
I don't think that's
no,
appropriate.
No, the car.
Literally what the car
My
is
bad,
called.
my bad.
Is a quarter midget.
Oh, that
and,
is so. I want all my kids to be in like all in racing and stuff. It's so fun. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and this happens every year at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
Aw.
There's a parking lot in Turn 3 that we use for it, and they make a little track out of it.
Aw.
And it's a whole weekend event, you know.
Nice.
And Elvis is one of our students at Racecraft 1, product of Racecraft 1. He's moved up since then to junior late models. This is what he's doing now, stock cars. So.
You better work, Elvis.
Yeah, Elvis. Yeah. He's
killing
a,
it.
he's a determined kid. I love him to death, honestly.
You ever do anything?
His
over,
mom, Lisa's amazing as well.
You ever do anything over at the Speedrome?
I went there for the first time last year with the people from Tom Wood.
Isn't that
So
crazy?
did we actually, me and Renee, because we did a segment on them. And
Yeah.
they gave us some free tickets. So like, oh, we're gonna check
Those
this out. It was
big
pretty-
monster
it was fun.
trucks
It was-
smash. And the school bus comes out of nowhere. There's no bag.
I was like,
there's
wait,
like kids
wait,
in there.
what-
I'm like,
no,
why are there
Like,
kids in
like
school
what is
bus?
this? Fortnite? Is this Fortnite?
It's literally like
This is-
Fortnite.
Yeah.
This was a whole new world. I have never seen anything like that
I love
in
it.
my
I
life.
love that. That's crazy.
It's fun. People really go crazy for it
We're
here.
great
They're like
hanging out.
fanatical about it.
Yeah, it's nuts. It's nuts.
Speaking of fanatical,
Really good
everyone's
time
like
hanging out.
losing their mind because we don't have the Indy 500 right now because of Rona. It's like
yeah. What did that? So what? Yeah.
that
What's
is
your?
that's like religion for us folk
I know,
in Indy,
I
right?
know.
So what did that? What did that do to your plans?
Okay, so
More time to train.
yeah, honestly, is what I look at it as.
Blessing in disguise. I would expect nothing less from such a positive guy.
Absolutely, man.
Yes.
And I really looked at it as more time to secure the money to do it because this sport is
so
expensive. This is the
Oh
most
my
expensive
gosh.
sport.
I remember
you know?
you telling Cheryl Mathis about how it's like, what was it about the car was like $1 million, but then it like, what's the word, retired or whatever, it was like expired. There we go,
Yeah,
not retired.
yeah,
And it was like
yeah.
1 year expired. So
Yeah,
if
1
it's
year out of
expired, you literally
obligation.
can't use the car.
Right,
Like these
right.
these I don't know how much money, $1
Just
million
throw that race-
cars.
Just throw that race car out with the milk.
Yeah, exactly.
Where
exactly.
does the
Pun
cars
intended.
go once they're expired? It's like you don't put all this money. That's your baby, and it's
It goes
expired.
and
You
hangs
can't do
out-
it anymore.
It goes and hangs out with what's his face on cars. What was his name? What's the dude's name? The car with the teeth.
Oh,
Nader.
Mater.
Yeah, Mater.
I
Mater,
love
yeah,
Nader.
yeah,
He's the bomb. I know it's like poor car. Like dang, it just gets tossed to the side after you just paid so much.
So that
money.
was a little
That's-
blessing in disguise then. Okay.
Yeah, it gives us a little more time to
Get
so,
that money.
So what's the where are you at with everything then with
Indy 500.
the Indy 500 coming up and like
Yeah.
and I don't even know what I'm asking necessarily, but
We're
like,
gonna get fat heads,
know-
and we'll be in the crowd. Christian, we gonna bring all the people.
And what is it like? Okay, so
Well,
are you in?
yeah.
I
No,
mean,
no,
I don't really
no.
know that much about Indy 500, but
Right,
like,
right.
so what's the process? What do you got to
Right.
do? Where's the window of opportunity? Like if you don't have, I don't know if it comes down to just money and or if
Yeah.
it's qualifications and all that. So answer those questions.
Okay. So,
screw
yes,
it up.
a lot of it is. I'm gonna make a children's book about it. Right. No. So a lot of it is dependent on finances, and money. I've got great guy, Hector Scarano.
Hector Zeroni. I'm
Who's
joking.
my agent. Hector's a great guy.
Shout out to Hector.
EmpowerAgency.com. Check us out and what we do there. But Hector's also the VP of Business Development for Racer.com, which is the world's largest motorsports media outlet. So keep doing what you do, Hector.
Hey, Hector.
My guy. So he's out there chasing the money. So basically, what's going to happen is if we are not able to secure enough for the racing that we need, we'll just have to basically move ourselves down to one of the lower series because it'll still cross off some of the
So like maybe
some of the boxes
maybe
that we
like
need.
this car.
No.
Oh.
No. So the road to Indy, right, consists of USF 2000, Indy Pro 2000, Indy Lights, and then the NTT Data Car Series at the very top, right? But all four of these tiers make up IndyCar. Okay, so if we don't come up with the money that we need to run something a little bigger, we'll take what we do have and probably run the race at Lucas Oil in Indy Pro 2000 or the race at Gateway in St. Louis. So
you'll be racing something.
Something, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah,
So when
be
is
doing
like
something.
is it like a date thing? It's like if you don't have a certain amount by this
the date.
date, then
Yeah,
you
so-
gotta switch gears, kind of thing. Pun intended.
That sucks.
Yes,
I
I see
about
what you
that
did.
money,
I
man.
see what you did.
I wish we
It
could get you
really
a few
is.
mil, get you in
It
there.
really is. Well,
But
I've been-
it's gonna happen.
If you'd like to donate a few mil,
Yeah.
please
I've been thinking about selling a kidney.
The contact information is on the screen. There's his email address.
Is there a
Contact,
Venmo?
be like,
Yeah.
hey,
Send me a few mil on
I've
my
got a-
Venmo.
I've got a mil.
Venmo, right.
There you go.
It's
PayPal me.
crazy.
See, I knew
And
that
it's
email
gonna, God has so many blessings that some of them are not even like, it's just like under the surface. But I just feel like you're freaking blessed. You have an angel watching you.
Oh,
like
thank
this
you.
is gonna happen.
Thank you.
It's gonna happen.
I agree.
You already know.
Just watching.
I agree.
Amy Green.
I completely agree.
So
and,
that's so cool.
And I honestly just think that when it does, it's going to be such a big day for me, but not just for me, for anybody who's supported me up until this point.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a big day for the children that I serve.
Yes.
Because this is coming from things that don't typically equate to
Yeah.
race car driver, and you
Started
can do,
from the bottom, now we
Now
here.
we here, right. Now the whole team.
The whole team is here.
Right, that's right.
Seen
you
those-
know?
seen
My
those songs.
my kid's here with me. Now the whole
Exactly.
team
So
here.
follow
Right.
on screen is Kristian's Facebook page. So go find him there and follow him and
Yeah.
keep
Follow
track of
the
them.
journey.
Keep track of them. See what's
Keep the journey going, and check out the book. Obviously, My Life and Story: The Outside Groove.
Yes,
On
y'all.
screen.
This book.
And actually,
Check.
the whole series. You can check out the whole series. The book right before mine, Gail Devers, 10-time world champion runner, 3-time gold medalist. Really, really, really cool lady. She's kind of like my stepmom now.
Mm-hmm.
And we're both from Seattle. So
I love Seattle.
yeah,
Oh, that's why you like the Seahawks. Wait, did I say something wrong? Seattle Seahawks. Isn't that like the? I don't.
Yeah,
whatever. Okay.
that's our team. But
I'm like, what happened?
you said it with disgust. Like,
No, I like their colors.
That's why you like the.
That's why you.
No. I actually like the Seahawks. I like their colors, so bright green.
Who do
so
we not
cool.
like, Renee? Who do we not like?
I
Don't screw it up.
I don't know.
Failed. You've
I
already
like
failed.
the Colts.
It's the Patriots. We don't like the Patriots.
Yeah. Nobody
okay?
likes the Patriots. The Hatriots. I mean, seriously, Tom Brady. But yeah.
So wait, quick question with that then. So
Yeah.
does your hatred now transfer to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Now that he's not playing for
I'm
New
not
England
invested
anymore?
enough to even know.
It depends on how good they are.
Does hate transfer? Okay.
If they beat my Colts, then I'm going to start hating.
It's kind of funny
No,
though how
you know
the
what? If
Patriots
they-
are like dirty.
if-
I kind of like
yeah.
watching that stuff. It's like, damn, he did him dirty. But I mean, it's kind of interesting to watch.
they're-
I mean,
I just
I
hey,
like
don't
the drama.
I like sportsmanship. I don't, I'm competitive, but I don't care if I lose. It just makes me want to play. But just be fair. Be,
No,
be fair.
I hear you.
Don't cheat.
I hear you.
I have a few friends that are like
Play right.
absolutely obsessed with the Seahawks
Don't
too.
be a dirtbag.
Yeah.
I mean, I just like their colors.
Go
It's
Hawks.
so bright.
Go Hawks. Yeah, all those tops
I hear
out
Seattle's
there.
like the most beautiful place ever.
It's gorgeous.
And
It
wasn't
is,
your mom
yeah.
born in where
Portugal,
was it?
yeah.
Portugal, yeah. That's so cool.
Yeah.
You were about to say Portland.
Portland.
weren't you, Renee?
Portugal, the
Oh,
man.
yeah, you got sneaked one through there. Where wasn't it like
could've-
I love
Portugal?
Portland as well.
Yeah,
I'm like
that's it.
Port. Dot. Jiggle. There we go.
Ports.
But I love Portland too. Shout out to the the PDX, all my people out there, Pacific Northwest, we repping hard, you know.
Yes.
So yeah, but it's I will say this though, as much as I know Hoosiers hate Tom Brady,
Correct.
On some level though, you kind of gotta respect.
Stop right where you're at.
No, you know what, man?
I mean, yeah.
I was reading about it's his first week down there in Tampa, right? And he had just gotten kicked out of a park because of
Sounds about right.
Right, no, because of coronavirus, right? So Tom's out there trying to practice in the park. The police are like, look, right, we're kicking you out. We don't care that you're Tom Brady. You got to go because of the virus. They kick him out, and I thought to myself though, you know, here's a guy who's so focused, so laser focused, so committed to what he's doing, and I actually kind of admired it a little bit.
Yeah.
And then later on in that week, he was kicked out of a home. So he drove into a neighborhood.
What was he doing in a nursing home?
Well, no. He wasn't in a nursing home. He walked into the wrong house. It was his first meeting with the offensive coordinator with the Tampa Bay Bucks, and he went into the house next to the one he was supposed to go into.
Probably looking for a deflating needle.
But but this is how focused Tom Brady is. He walks into this strange house, puts his bags down, and starts stretching. No hello.
What?
No hi. Doesn't announce himself. He just starts stretching. The couple who lives there is like,
Excuse me? Who is you?
Serious?
who is this in my yeah, right. And he didn't
It's
even
Tom
realize, but this is how focused he is.
That is.
He didn't
weird.
even, he's so
He's focused.
He's focused, like-
No.
There's
He-
something
that
to take
wasn't
from
that
that.
wasn't focused. That was drugs. He was on drugs.
He is not on drugs.
He was on drugs.
That's hilarious.
I don't know. I aspire to have Tom Brady level focus. That
Focus,
is
yeah,
just-
for sure.
Hear that, everybody? Lock your doors. Don't leave
Lock
your
the
garage door
children's.
open. He
Tom
might
Brady's
wander
coming.
in.
Hide your children.
Where am
I'll just
I?
walk
Hide your
in,
wives.
drop
Tom
my bag,
Brady's
start
coming.
stretching. Yeah.
I'd be like, Tom Brady?
Hey,
hell you
got
doing,
any
bro?
Gatorade? Got any Gatorade? Got any
I'd be
water
like,
over there?
Tom Brady, you hungry? Do you need some food or something?
Christian.
I mean,
Yeah,
dang.
I just thought that's nuts.
Gotta be right. I can't ever.
At least announce yourself, Tom. Say hello
Yeah.
to whomever's in the house,
He's
right?
just like,
I don't have time to say hello. I'm
you,
focused,
I'm
right?
Can you help me with my hammies real quick? What in the world?
I have a problem with like having problems with
quads attack.
anyone.
Yeah.
I don't know why I never like hate anyone for some reason. I don't hate Tom Brady. I don't hate anyone. I mean, like really, he's doing his thing. He's out there
I don't
doing
hate
his
him either.
sport. That's hard. I mean, and plus the media.
Lie
There's so
detector
many.
determined.
I know that's a
I
lie.
do
Maury Povich.
I do appreciate the athleticism and his like the drive and all that. It's like he's good. I mean, I can't deny it.
And
Okay,
throughout
there, happy
time-
Christian. Good
Throughout
grief.
time, like
This is
people
my
have been
podcast.
kind
What
of
you doing?
people have been screwed over throughout time. It's like
Yeah.
something happens and it makes them look really bad, and then people have been like just praised throughout time. Sometimes people get the bad luck, and it's just like the media kind of like hawks in on them. So that's kind of like my worst fear is being famous, or whatever. I just want to be.
Oh, yeah.
I want everyone to like
That's gonna
me.
happen. No, that's not
I've
gonna
never
happen.
really had haters. I've had a few
The
like
bigger
random.
you get, Renee,
you're on the
the more
internet.
haters
There's always
you're
going to be
gonna have.
haters,
Always.
and I'm just like.
Yeah.
I've only a few times have people like commented some like rude stuff, and I'm just like, and this is years ago, and I'll delete it. But he's like, just leave it. I'm like, I don't want this
Well,
negativity on my
no.
page.
Leave it and let other
I'm like,
people defend
why
you.
wouldn't
Let
you
the lovers,
like me?
Let
I am
the lovers
amazing.
defend you. You don't have to say a thing. I do that all the time. Someone
a
says something
balance.
bad, and you get 20 people coming out of the woodwork being
Right.
like, "Whoa, here's blah blah blah." You don't even
Yeah,
have to do
true.
nothing.
Your people stick up for you and stuff.
You got to find a balance because 2020 is definitely the era of cancel culture. That's real.
Yeah.
Like, once you get put on that band list,
It's on.
it's all over. And
I know. It's like love me.
Yeah, so you do have to find that balance of with what you say, right?
Yeah,
You
and
know?
with what you're doing, there's just no way that anyone could ever hate you, and that's what I aspire to do too. Just help,
Well,
be
somebody
a
does,
help.
I'm sure. I'm
Oh,
sure
yeah.
somebody.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
those jealous
Can't
other
say
race
that.
car drivers.
Doesn't matter.
Hey.
People probably hated Mother Teresa.
Yeah, I don't doubt that.
Yeah,
I don't doubt
mean,
that.
it's dumb. but
People hated
speaking
Jesus
of-
too. What are you gonna do?
Speaking of
Nobody
cancel
is immune.
culture,
Mm-hmm.
also before I finish that sentence, RMM show hashtag use the hashtag RMM show on
Yes,
Twitter
tweet
to ask questions and comments. That's a great way to come right into kind of my system here.
Yeah, we might put you on the
yeah,
show.
we might put you on the show if you ask a good question or have a
Hey.
good loving comment. No haters. So my question is, we're talking about cancel culture. Not that this really has anything to do with it, but TV show. Tell us about this TV show opportunity that you
that
got.
is
Can we
so
talk about
sick.
that a little bit?
Sure, yeah. Somehow.
Also buy Kristian's book on Amazon.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
thank
this
you.
book
Okay.
is awesome.
Okay,
oh
not-
wait,
not
before
good.
you say that, can I read this little thing? Was this on the flap of your book? It says, I think it's on the flap. I don't know, but it says
I think it's
Walter
called
B.
cover.
Cover. Walter B. Pitkin once famously wrote that life begins at 40. ... That's bullshit. Walter B. Pitkin never drove a race car.
Yes. Uh-huh.
So that was in your book,
Yes,
y'all.
that is. That's on the very first page.
That's great. I love that. He never drove a race car.
No, he didn't. He can't. Yeah. Life begins the minute you drive a race car. Oh yeah.
I need to.
And it's yeah. So
Yeah.
it's but
So-
somehow this book found its way
Into the.
to Sharp Entertainment, the producers of Jersey Shore, 90 Day Fiance.
That's huge.
And a couple of other great programs, A&E Biography. They do a whole bunch of stuff over there.
Yeah.
And it was read by one of the producers, and she said she got to the end, and she's like, I need to know what happened. What happened? He got to Indianapolis, and then where does it go? So she contacted me and said, would you be interested in...
Would you want to be famous on the show?
Yeah, would you be interested in having a show that kind of documents your journey
The freaking path, man.
from where the book ends to the Indy 500? And I said, yeah.
So I
they're
couldn't
just
help but
following the
notice,
path.
but we don't have any camera operators in here. Like, aren't they shooting right now?
Where
This
are
is part of
they?
your story. Our plan failed.
Well, quarantine, man. We're under quarantine.
Everyone's at home.
I gotcha. So is that kind of put things on pause a little bit, or,
Yeah.
or where is everything at with like the production of it? Is this obviously still pre-production, or are you shooting, or what?
Yeah, we've shot a bit. We've shot a bit actually. We've got some cool stuff just with meeting the different teams. Because that's the thing. The way our situation kind of works with racing is that we basically lease a race car from teams. So they kind of set the price, and then we have to go find the money with whatever price they gave us to go find. And so it covers all of that good stuff, and it's very dramatic. Hector, my agent, he's got a completely different personality than mine. He's very so it's cool to watch him get like really fired up. He'll flip a table. He gets mad. Hector gets hot. I love him to death.
I love that.
And so yeah, it's got all that stuff. So if you've ever wanted to see what goes on behind the scenes, I think that's what this show is really for. It's for the people who appreciate when you buy like a Blu-ray.
Mm-hmm.
And if your favorite part of the Blu-ray is the special features where they go through the making of, then you're gonna love the show. That's essentially what it is. It's the
I
making
love
of.
that stuff.
I love that stuff.
Because usually you only see what happens on Sunday in a race. You only
Right.
see the race. You don't understand what happened to
Behind
even
the
get
scenes.
here. A lot
Yeah.
happened just to even get
Get
there.
here.
And so this show kind of gives you that behind the scenes
That's
look.
so cool. And then when you win the Indy 500, they're going to be there and it'll just have your whole story, which it's not, your story's not over there, but that's going to be that's a milestone.
Yeah, no. If it really would be. It really would be.
What
So-
would it mean to you to win the Indy 500?
Everything. It's the culmination of a lot of work.
Your literal
I
life.
have, when if you read the book, there was a time where I was voluntarily homeless to get into this. I had to put
Yeah, like a
myself.
year. You lived
I had
in
to
your
put
car for a
myself
year.
in a
Sacrifices.
situation, but these kinds of things is what that means, and I can't let that be in vain. I can't let that be for nothing. Everything that I've given, if we don't make it, is for nothing, and I can't accept that. I just can't. I can't.
And you're
going
to keep going until you win.
So until yeah.
What
so
is-
proud of you.
What's your day-to-day look like? I know we're a few months away from the race, but like what is
crocheting.
what's the day-to-day life of a racing
Besides
driver?
poking
Like,
yourself
you-
with
well,
the
you
insulin
mentioned
4
earlier-
times a day, poor babe.
You'd mentioned earlier that you were just like back to back meetings and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Is that all it
It
is?
was
Is
rough.
meetings and meetings, or like what's your workout regimen and stuff like that? So just take me through like maybe a week. What's your workflow?
A typical week, I usually start out crocheting.
Oh, I figured.
Mittens. Yeah, I'm big
Thank
on
you for
making
the
mittens.
hat, by the way.
You're very welcome.
I love it.
Man. I'm kidding, of course. A typical week for me, it's a lot of phone calls, prospective sponsors, just leads, watching where those things go, and then simultaneously trying to bring value to the sponsors that you already have.
Speaking of sponsors.
Yes, these fine people here, Gutsy Organic out of New York City. Big shout to David Istier. I'm going to be on his podcast next week. Actually, we're going to talk about some things, but Gutsy, great company. Thank you so much for supporting me. The product is amazing.
It looks delicious.
Oh yeah.
Different flavors.
Oh yeah,
and it's like an energy thing, huh? Or
that
botanical. I see.
Okay. Yeah, that was my favorite there. The ginger and dandelion.
Yeah, that's got the berries.
Wow.
It's
People
delicious.
called me crazy when I was younger for eating dandelions, but
No.
Look at him now.
here you go. Who's laughing now, buddy?
Who's laughing now, right? And David's got a cool story. He moved here from France with kind of the American dream in his head, and he's doing it. So we
a French guy.
Yeah, we
Hey.
David and we connect very much, just similar paths, getting to something. So next time
He
you're in
also
Safeway,
lived in a storage container?
No,
okay.
he did not.
Not
No,
that
but
much. Not that deep.
Storage
but
container.
he's got a cool story himself. And the next time you're in Safeway, go grab you some Gutsy out there at the refrigerated section.
Yes.
Gonna do
And
it.
We're gonna try
please do. But yeah. So I mean, it's a lot of talking to prospective sponsors. Me and Hector
Getting
just
those
kind of game
sponsors.
planning, and as far as the physical aspects go, it's a lot of running, a lot of cardio. A lot of people don't realize
Your heart's racing out.
It's so interesting. I remember a few years back, ESPN, they were doing this little segment on the greatest athletes, any sport of all time, right? And everybody's going around the room saying what they thought. And somebody jumped up and said, you got to put Jimmy Johnson in there, right? 7-time NASCAR champion Jimmy Johnson. 5 of those 7 championships came in a row, consecutive. You're never going to see 5 championships in any sport, ever, I think, in this lifetime, right? So dominant, and that's crazy. Not even the 90s Chicago Bulls could put together 5 in a row. You know what I mean? This is
that's rare.
This is
Once in a
rare.
lifetime.
This is special.
Yeah.
And so he's like, you got to put Jimmy Johnson in there. And Donovan McNabb jumps up and he goes, well, we can't put Jimmy Johnson on that list because he's a driver. And everybody's like, well, what does that mean? Well, that's not really a sport,
Oh, yeah.
They pretty much just sit there.
Just sit, yeah.
It's basically like playing an arcade
It's
game.
like,
It's like you did not just say that to me.
he really did. Donovan McNabb, right? Former NFL
They're
quarterback.
like, get out.
Said racing is not a sport, and it's because
I'll end you for that.
he's equating it to what he does on the street. And I get where his mind was going because, if you don't know, it kind of looks like, it's a car, right? And you drive it, right? Like, you think you know, but you don't know, right? And one of those things that I don't think Donovan McNabb realizes is that there is a physiological effect. Your brain has a physiological effect according to the level of danger that you're in. When you're in traffic sitting on 465, your brain recognizes that while driving can be dangerous, I'm relatively safe here in my vehicle. So my heart is doing normal things, right? However, in a race situation, my brain knows. My brain very much knows, right? That wrong move, we could die
Near
here
death,
today, And now your heart's just
Pounding. Yes.
So it's almost like you're running while you're sitting. It's almost, and so it's a lot of cardio, just strengthening that. Beyond that, it's a lot of studying as well because my engineer, hey Madoop, Madoop Paliwal, another guy who speaks to my heart. He's originally born in India. Realized there's no racing in India, moved to America just for that, chasing that dream. I love people who just leave their country up and go, I'm gonna go chase what
great length.
Well,
I love that.
For their dreams.
Immediately you know that they have a passion for whatever it is.
And those are the
So,
people
boom.
I want to be around. So
you want them
David
on your team.
Yeah, so David from Gutsy leaving France to come here and build something.
Nice.
Madoop, leaving India to come build something. And, he's a fantastic engineer. But something that I've noticed over the offseason is that we don't speak the same language. We're both speaking English, but it's not the same language. He speaks very engineer-like. I speak in just, layman terms, right?
Yeah.
So he's from India, but he's speaking Greek?
Exactly. So essentially we're missing each other sometimes. So this offseason, I've been putting a lot of work into studying a little more of engineering. So this way, when I communicate to him, there's less of him to kind of translate. I'm speaking in engineer terms, you know?
Like when a really smart person like talks about stuff and you're like, in English.
In English,
dumb
please.
that down. Like a doctor
I would
talking about
imagine
bones.
that.
Exactly.
I would imagine that it would be very important and very helpful to understand what's happening with your vehicle, right? Like to understand, like to have that kind of to know, if you're feeling something, if you're sensing something, like
which
to
like
know
obviously
how
the
to
basics
process
of it, that
and then
weird
how to relay it.
That weird deep engineering stuff, like that would man, that's smart people stuff, right?
And one of the things I've been trying to work on myself is not looking at him like he's Santa Claus. That was something that we noticed. Like, I think he's Santa.
Like, why do you want me to sit on your knee? That's
well,
weird,
no, I didn't mean like that. I didn't mean like
It's just
that.
like a mystical creature that does all this awesome engineering stuff that's maybe possibly beyond you or something.
Honestly, as a driver, you kind of look at him like he's a magician. So when I tell him, do X, Y, and Z with the car, I expect it to come out of his brain just the way I asked for it. Now I need to stop doing that, because he's not Santa Claus. He's going to do what he can to make the car better, but at the same time, some of the things I'm asking for out of the car are not realistic. I'm like, look, I need it to turn really tight on this corner, and then I need it to go, I need it to loosen up on this corner. And he's just like, look,
not possible.
It's not physically possible, right? And so we're working on that. And just
that's good, Christian. You're learning. I mean, you didn't have to do that.
I didn't. But I want to be better, and
that shows in your character that you're always just pushing to be the best you and learning.
I want to be the absolutely.
I mean, I don't know who said it, but if you stop learning, basically you're dying. I think
die
Glenn
right
Bill
there.
said that.
It's
You're just shrinking. I mean, if you're not growing, then you're shrinking.
Yeah, if you're you either grow or die.
Or grow or die.
And I don't think he actually came up with that quote, but that's something that he does.
That's so true, though. It's
really
like
it is. I agree.
For a long time, I felt like Frozen, and I don't know, because I only see the end goal. I want to be rich and famous so I can have I want to be a positive influence to young kids, and I want the end goal. It's been very hard for me to take baby steps. So I felt Frozen for a while, where it's just like but then I realized, you're not growing. That's why, this is not good. Like, you have to keep learning, keep practicing piano, keep practicing guitar, do what you do, whatever avenue it is, and just keep growing.
Because if you don't,
you're just stagnant.
You're, like, if you stop, like, even if you just stop, not even go in reverse, like, but you're atrophying.
Right.
Your mind is atrophying.
Literally.
Your body's atrophying. You're just you're.
So that's really inspirational that you are even pushing yourself further, learning some crazy engineering, like X, Y equals
and
over.
How do you do that? What do you study
books
in?
And stuff,
Is that what it is? It's books or
car books,
YouTube
just the
videos, or
cars?
how does someone study for race car
engineering?
It's been through a lot of books. That I've got from Ross Bentley. He's a great instructor with the Skip Barber School, and he's got some good books on stuff. But I think more in depth than that is the iRacing platform. iRacing, an amazing simulator system that a lot of drivers do use, but it's so realistic that you can really pinpoint a lot of things. So instead of, because that's the thing, right? When we're talking, I may feel something in the right rear of the car. Right, and I'll say, to him, hey, there's a little bit of a chatter in the right rear of the car, and then I'm leaving it up to him though to interpret what I'm saying, and then figure out what's wrong. But that leaves a lot of room for him to misinterpret what I'm actually saying. Mm-hmm. So learning.
I'm hearing a.
What? Exactly. He'd be like, well, that.
He's like, speak to me in my terms.
In my terms, right? So to be able to tell him exactly the nut, exactly the bolt, exactly what needs to be tweaked is only going to make us better. It's only going to make us
faster.
Yeah,
it's faster too. I mean, speaking, not only is speed around the track important, but the speed of troubleshooting, the speed of
everything,
changing tires in the pit.
I
mean, everything just
and your crew, man. That's so much going into what you're doing.
We need a better relay.
So many movable parts, and your team is really just like killing it.
All right, so cardio, you're studying, lots of meetings. What else?
Yeah, it's a lot of that. A lot of times too, if I am too tired. Because the day has just kind of worn me out and I'm just kind of laying in bed. But my body gets tired before my brain does usually. So
Yeah, brain just keeps going.
Keeps
Oh my
going.
gosh,
So
me
if I'm
too.
sitting there, I'll just put on a race, and I'll watch what other people are
People's
doing
tactics,
wrong,
what they're doing, yeah.
and
Learning from
I basically look for what you did wrong. No point
So
in
you
me.
don't make that
so I don't
mistake,
make that
yeah.
same
Why
exact
you didn't
mistake.
win that
Win,
race,
exactly,
right?
exactly. And
That's
just kind of
so
learning
helpful.
on things like that. So that's really what a lot of my life
Nice.
Very cool.
revolves around.
What's a maybe one or two like stories from? First of all, how many races have you been in? And second of all, like what's like maybe a
Got
really
any good-
fun story or a great story
Or, like,
from,
moments that you can
from a
remember.
race or something? What you got? And you're a great storyteller. You were
I can just imagine
talking on the
sitting
way
in
here,
that
so-
car and being like, vroom, you know what I mean?
Trying to think here, a great story.
Can you like look over and see other drivers? Like, does that ever happen? You're just like, hey, and then you like pass
No,
out.
not really.
You're
Not-
probably focusing
not
on that
really.
shit.
Well, no,
I'd be
so
like, what's up?
You've got a Hans device on.
Strapping you in.
Yeah,
You
that
can't turn
connects
very
to the
much,
back
can
of your helmet. So really, your
can't
field
really
of
move your
view
head.
is here to
Yeah.
here. I can only see from here to
Okay.
here, really.
Got you.
Once they start passing you, and then it's too late.
And
So
then
you,
yeah,
you can't like antagonize anyone that's like going. I'd be like, what's up?
No,
Stick my
no,
hand
not
out,
really,
peace.
no.
You're like, what's that over there? What? Where?
Vroom, vroom.
yeah, no, unfortunately, but that's why you have a spotter up on top of the track to let you know what's going on. You know, hey, you got somebody on your inside left. You know,
Yeah,
Stay where
that's
you are.
good.
Stay where you are. Inside left, right? So, but trying to think here of a fun story. My book actually starts off with I don't want to say a fun story, but it's definitely one of the more memorable wrecks that I've that
no,
I've ever
you've been in some wrecks, huh?
Yeah, this was Mahoning Valley Speedway in Pennsylvania, and we were doing midget cars, and first off, whoever designed midget cars, you're insane. Like
Probably a little person.
you are absolutely.
It's like so open. There's like no protection really.
But
right?
what's weird about it is the power to weight ratio. You're taking something that doesn't weigh anything because it's so small, and strapping the biggest engine possible to it. Right? It's like who thought
So
of
it's like
that?
heavy but not.
Was
But-
the jet engine not available?
Not available. Like whoa, yeah. So these things fly, and I
it's
remember
2 wheels in the back, 1 in the front, or
No, four.
Just four,
Yeah,
four.
yeah,
Okay,
you
gotcha.
got 4, but it's
That's a trike, Renee.
Yeah.
public school failed me.
no, that's
That's a
okay.
big wheel.
That's okay.
But yeah, so
No, but I just remember, and my book starts off with that story. Actually, is I was
wreck.
going into I was coming out of 4. This guy kept hitting the left rear, and I could feel it. You know, I could feel him trying to like muscle me out. And normally I'm a civil racer. I'm a civil person when I race. So
until it turns into
usually,
bumper carts.
no, I say usually because
You
if
crossed me the wrong way for the last time. Road rage.
no.
I would be.
No.
You hit my left rear. Oh no!
No, I mean, if it's early in the race and you clearly have the faster car today, I'm not gonna hold you up. You know, I'll let you by. You know, go for it. I say usually because at this point the race was winding down. There was only a few laps left to go. I think we were in like P3 at the time, 3rd place for those who don't know racing. P3.
Yeah.
Right. So we're
Obviously.
Yeah, clearly. No. So we're in P3, and I'm thinking this is a great points day. You know, if we can just hold this off, I think we'll be all right.
good.
And so when I felt the little tap, I was like, yeah, normally
He's
I
about
would.
to destruct my everything that
But
I've been
no. We don't have so many laps to
It was
go.
like a little boop.
I'm not letting you by. Yeah, I'm not letting you by. So I did my best to defend. We ended up getting into each other. He turned my car sideways. The car goes skidding down the front stretch, and it just kind of comes to a stop. The friction just stop right there.
Oh my gosh.
And all the cars that were behind us, they start like trying to miss me.
Jeez.
And you're a sitting duck. There's nothing you can do.
That is
You know,
scary.
you're just kind of sitting and hoping
You don't
that
get
you
hit.
don't get rammed. But of
T-bones.
course, that's exactly what happened, right?
Someone got you.
So boom, and
T-boned
I've
you.
never felt anything like that, even till now.
Did
you
you
know,
get, like, serious
And
whiplash?
that's when you
or
lost your
injury?
leg.
Well,
Wow.
Jesus.
Along really well. You can't even tell.
Yeah,
silly.
you know, yeah. I've got a. You guys can't see it, but there's a mop. Actually, there's a mop handle.
I
I
can get a camera down there. Trust me.
It's got cameras.
I got cameras everywhere. Just look at that studio cam.
I've got a mop handle
Studio
under my. I love
So did
it.
just one car hit you?
No,
or?
yeah, it was just the one, and that was all I needed. But I ended up breaking
Oh no,
4
you
ribs.
broke? Oh
and,
my God, Christian.
Yeah, it was pretty gnarly.
And ribs are painful.
They really are.
And there's like nothing you can do. For
No, and
Or
you
just
got like
like-
a 4 to 6 week recovery time.
But most importantly, how was the car?
But
It was totaled.
Yeah. The car was done. It was.
Doesn't
it
take
was
much to total
definitely-
those things, does it?
It was definitely done, but but we had another race like 11 days later in Nashville, and I remember having a 4 to 6 week recovery time, which is significantly longer than 11 days. And I'm like,
Oh boy.
we're just gonna have to suck this up. And Doug Fredman, Dr. Doug out in New York City, he helped me out a lot with the process of not being able to feel. So
Maybe better than feeling pain.
yeah. He put some cream on it, and I don't know what was in this
Like
stuff.
Ben Gay?
I need that for
Yeah, and
like
he gave me like
tattoos.
and it you couldn't feel anything, so I was able to get through that race in Nashville.
with 4 broken ribs.
Yeah,
Dude.
yeah, which is great.
Was it weird that you were
And,
like going 3 miles per hour? I
yeah,
don't know what that was, but I feel real good.
The cream. The
yeah,
cream.
it helped out. It helped a ton.
I'm glad you weren't
And,
in pain. That's just nobody likes 4
Renee's
broken
ankle
ribs.
is going to need some of that cream.
I think so.
I
think
somehow,
so.
yeah, I like sprained my ankle last night for the first time in my life. It haunts us.
Cry me a river. I've sprained and broke both of my ankles many times as a star basketball player, MVP 2 years in a row, and MVP male athlete of the year. Another year.
Are you sure I'm not going to get it
I
through? I'm
forgot,
sorry.
what the, I forgot what the line was.
It's like when you say your new Jeep. Y'all tell them what your new Jeep is.
Oh, I did. I bragged about it about 3 minutes.
No, tell
into
the viewers.
Oh.
Say the whole thing.
It's a 2020 Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited 4x4 with the luxury Group 2 package and the ProTech 2 package. And my favorite
Really? He just
feature,
goes on.
my favorite feature
Ooh.
being the adaptive cruise control.
Oh well,
great.
well, sir. Well,
I love it.
So, Cheryl actually, when she interviewed, she asked you a really funny question, and all
that?
those
Shout
ladies.
out to Cheryl Mathis.
Yeah, Cheryl
Yes.
Mathis. Hey,
Love
all the
you,
ladies were
Cheryl.
in there
Yeah.
laughing their butts off. But do you have any advice for us bad drivers? LOL.
I remember that question.
All the ladies were
I
like,
do. I do remember that question.
Let Christian pass.
No. No. I think when
you
you're
said
driving
like
on the
brake
road.
or something. I forget what you said. Straight brake, something. Like that. I
Yes,
forget.
yes. Stop braking in the turns. Right. That's my first tip. Do all your braking in a straight line. Okay. But also just being hyper vigilant and aware of what's going on around you. It's super important. And
That is so important.
Some
people just don't have that quality. I feel like I'm a bot.
Not just in
I, like,
driving,
can-
but in life.
Well, yeah, in life, but especially in driving, it's such driving is so crazy. It's like it's the one thing that all of us are kind of unified on. It's like we all know how to drive. We all have the same, rules for driving.
Right.
But I literally feel like I can scan like in front of me and behind me. I have some weird talent.
Oh, wait,
I can
you're-
see all
wait,
around me
wait,
everywhere.
You're trying to brag? I thought you
Don't
were,
talk about my
was- it was a
driving
humble
record. I
brag,
have
yeah.
a really
I thought
bad
you were
driving
gonna-
record.
Humble brag. It was a humble brag.
I
It was a
thought you
humble
were gonna
brag.
admit all the things. Like,
I have
you're
a
not
need
good
for
driver.
speed. I've been in a few collisions.
Which is why she
Really?
won't let her drive my car.
Well, the only time I ever oh my gosh, my papa's Cadillac. He's been letting me use it. I love it. Right, Cadillac,
right.
gotta
How
love
many,
it.
how many times have you wrecked that?
Oh god!
Or
But every
dinged it,
time I've
or-
been in a wreck, it's just been in stupid like parking
Is it a
lots.
Coupe de Ville or what is it?
It's a Cadillac DTS.
It's
Okay,
sitting on the
2006.
driveway. Yeah, it's sitting on the driveway. That's the
Ooh, everyone loves that
Notice
Cadillac.
the hood when we go back
Okay,
out.
yeah, I will.
I accidentally ran into this lady. Well, like
Wait,
my-
what?
Yeah,
So it was
exactly.
just like a few months ago. I was so brokenhearted about it, but it totaled the Cadillac. But we ended up getting it fixed or whatnot. But
According to insurance.
yeah, it totaled it out, but I'm still driving. It's fine. We got it all fixed and stuff. But I literally, so it was a stoplight, and then the stoplight turned green, and then like I don't know what happened, but I went. I assumed the lady in front of me was gonna go, just rear-ended this lady or whatever, and it totaled. It didn't even touch her car, but it totaled my Cadillac.
It's amazing.
My poor
It's
Cadillac.
amazing just the
What was she
perception of all the
driving?
cars around
She
you.
was driving
Like
some
an Abrams
big
tank? How did it not do
It
anything?
had nothing, not even a scratch in
Did-
her. It was like a
did it have-
Jeep-looking car, like a
Did
Cherokee.
it have like a hitch on it? Because that hitch will like dig.
That'll, yeah.
I think
that'll-
it did have a hitch, actually, now
probably
that I
did.
think about it. I was so mad, and Oh, that's the worst. But I can't imagine
Such a
just
good
like
driver.
crashing your race cars. Like, dang.
Yeah. And
Because
you
that's
think
your
about the bill
livelihood.
too, though. Like
Yeah.
the
And
bill.
does that fall on you, or is there
The
like
bill. Yeah, the bill does fall on the
So
driver.
that race 11 days later,
there.
like, we were having a conversation about money and how expensive everything
Yeah.
is. Like, was there a car waiting in the wings or what? Like, how did you have?
Yeah,
a car
we
to
ended up
race?
using the backup car.
Okay. How many backup cars do you have? One.
Just the one, yeah.
One
Yeah,
at a
just the
time.
one.
So while you're driving that one, hopefully you can fix up the other one, or is it the kind of thing where
Essentially.
I've seen some of the wrecks and it's like it don't take much and they just fall apart and that's for safety.
They're designed to,
kinda-
yeah.
But so when a car is wrecked, it's done, right? You don't. Do you
Or do you
use
fix
any?
it?
Do you
For
use
the
anything
most
from that
part,
car?
yeah, you kind of salvage what
Okay.
you
What you
can
can,
out of
yeah.
it.
the
but,
$1 million car?
But for the most part though,
It's
and
donezo.
you're just looking at the bill like,
You're like, bro,
You're like,
this
I'm
is
glad
like
I
big
don't have to
numbers.
pay that.
you
Big
know,
numbers.
it's.
Do you ever
huge.
feel? Do you ever feel like guilty? Like, oh crap! I just.
Sometimes, but that's why I'm very much looking forward to one day being in a position where money isn't so much of an issue,
Problem,
because it does turn into how cautious I drive on the track as well.
Mm-hmm.
You're trying to be I guess aggressively cautious, if that makes sense.
It's hard
'Cause you're
not
trying
to.
to
Does that
win,
make sense?
but-
I'm being aggressively cautious.
It's hard not to have
Right.
that in the back of your head when
Cautiously
you're
aggressive, I
driving,
should
I'm
say. Yeah, I'm being cautiously aggressive. Right. And really picking my spots because that bill is in the back of my head. If I wreck this thing,
Yeah.
It's hard to get those sponsors, I'm sure, with that.
we're
those
kinda screwed,
Big
so.
monies, big monies.
Lots of monies.
Man, you are so inspirational. Like everything you've done. I mean, we barely even. I mean, it's the greatest. Joff, why don't you roll the rest of those kid pictures? I've been like trying
Roll
to tell you
that
to roll.
beautiful
I'm
bean
like,
footage.
can you please show the rest of
Yeah, sure.
But is there any like
These
shout
kids
outs?
were great.
Those kids are so cute.
This is in St. Louis. We went down. They've got a STEM program.
Those Legos?
Yeah.
Nice.
So the kids build all this stuff, and basically, Mike Johnson, he runs a go-karting track in St. Louis, but in the back of the go-karting track, he's got this whole facility for kids, and basically teaching them how to go faster from a scientific standpoint, the science of speed that goes on at his STEM program. So Mike's a great guy. And clearly
That is
St.
so
Louis,
cool.
that kid's got a Cardinals shirt on in the back.
Yeah, St. Louis.
And
Clearly.
yeah.
Nice.
And then
These kids are from NXG, Next Gen Racers, here in Indianapolis.
They look serious.
can I join the squad? Look at that
They-
kid in the
they
very
really
back. He's
do,
balling
yeah.
with the glasses. He's like, "What's up?" in the back right with the little Ray-Bans.
Yeah.
He's cool looking, man.
Yeah. Rod. My buddy Rod runs this program, also in collaboration with Racecraft One, and this is at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. They've got the Colts as a sponsor, which is really cool on the jersey there, and just getting kids involved in the sport, and something that typically they wouldn't have known anything about. That's the real focus of this program is kids who don't come from a lot of money, and because of that, have restricted access to the sport, and Rod does a great job of introducing them to it, and they put on some,
so sweet.
some
They're
really
adorable.
fun races. Yeah,
Nice.
Am I too old to join?
you
Cause
are too old to join NXG.
is there anything
yeah.
for me? Can I join some
Yeah.
adult racing?
Yeah, no, we can definitely set you up with something.
I want to race.
Competition.
You guys are both
I used
coming
to
out to
do-
Racecraft One at some point.
Oh, heck yeah,
and
that's
this
my
is
dream.
all over. But,
What kind of a story would it be if Renee trained and she learned and then she ended up beating you in the Indy 500?
Yeah,
oh,
right.
that'd be nuts, right?
I would never take that from
That's
you. I mean,
ridiculous.
that
You
would
know?
be amazing. But
I mean,
this
not
is your
this
life.
year, but like sometime down the. You
Sometime
already
down the
you
road,
already
man.
won a couple of awards by this time. But
And
You've
then
already
she,
got
and
it
then she
twice.
comes in, you know.
Beat you,
talking about that journey, the
She's
life
got that
journey.
Tom Brady focus. She's walking into people's houses and stretching.
All right.
And
You
they're
didn't
like,
have to bring Tom Brady back into this, okay? Once was enough, okay? I'm gonna cut that part out. What do we got here?
yeah. Okay. This is at Children's Bureau.
You got a Fu Manchu going on there? Or a goatee kind of thing?
Oh yeah. My goatee.
Yeah, the viewers can't really see. You've got
that's
a
what it looks
great,
like.
you've got a great big smile too. That's
likes
why
to
I
be in
noticed immediately
disguise.
when we first met. I'm like, this dude's got an electric smile. So I already know that the TV personality thing is just it's going to take off.
Well, thank you. I'm letting my beard grow out now though. But yeah. But I had a
Forget
goatee
that.
going on there.
You don't want none of this beard life.
beard life,
I'm
man.
forcing
right?
Jason.
You don't want this. This is a bird.
That's a good
It's a
beard right
curse.
there. It's a nice beard.
All right.
These are awesome kids here at Children's Bureau, and they were just kind of wondering what my race car looked like. So I was just pulling it up on my phone for them.
Nice.
Aww,
to show them the
that's
car.
so cute.
And they're,
Yeah, there's this
amazing.
one pic of this
God
little
bless
girl. I can't wait till we see that one.
that
Yeah,
is
what's this one?
Lexi, the secret weapon Johnson. She's been
She
on.
looks badass.
On the
I
left.
like her.
On the left.
Lexi doesn't play. All right.
She looks like she's up to
So
something.
cute.
Yeah, so these are my kids at Marlon Jackson's Fight for Life Seal the Deal tournament, flag football tournament. We had won. This basket was given to me. I was awarded coach of the season. You know,
course.
and so it came with that, and it came with an Xbox as
nice.
well. But I ended up giving the Xbox to this young man, Caleb. 'Cause I don't need it, right?
You
Right.
made his
So
day.
That's so
yeah,
sweet.
because he was my best behaved kid during the whole group, but this is my championship
But
winning
that
team.
guy wasn't the best behaved kid.
No, it's because he didn't get the Xbox.
Oh,
yeah,
he was pissed.
he was clearly upset. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, there she is again.
Yep, that's
She's so
Lexi.
cute.
Now here's the thing about Lexi.
I love her. She's
Her and
so
I,
cute.
before the tournament even started, before teams were already split up, her and I were just kind of playing catch, right? She was
Yeah.
just there. She's like, oh, throw the ball to me. I want somebody to throw the ball. So I'm playing catch with her. I noticed she had hands, right? This girl, you could put it
Power.
anywhere, and she'd catch it, right? When it came time to pick teams, one of the little boys was adamant about not picking her because she was a girl, right?
She's gonna win.
No
And I
good.
said, but they didn't know what I knew, you know?
Right.
So I was like, hey, no, you're going to want to take her, man, because that
got
girl's
an
got
arm.
hands, right? Yeah, right.
She's
you
a
know, right?
girl.
Yeah.
That's icky.
But we picked her up, and you see who's got the gold medals, right? Yeah, you see who's holding them.
So sweet.
And that's Marlon's son right there. He was on my team as well. So yeah,
They're
man.
adorable.
That's sealed the deal.
I love that. You look so cute.
Yes, this is again back at Children's Bureau.
Putting
And
their little earbuds in her ear. What is that? What's that?
yeah,
weird
she
thing?
had a toy stethoscope.
Okay.
You know,
Oh, you're playing doctor?
yeah. She had a toy stethoscope.
That's so, she's got a little heart monitor.
Yeah, she's
on
like,
there.
I want to listen to your heart, and I said, okay, come on. Right.
You're like, trust me, it gets faster when I'm in a race car.
That's awesome. Yeah, this was my favorite.
Oh, I love
Sleepy,
this shot.
sleepy time.
I love
Ooh, go
this
to the
shot
next
here.
picture. There's actually a news clipping of this picture with some quote or something.
Still looking at this one.
Yeah.
It's the same picture. It's the same
Okay.
picture. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
So you said, and I love your post because you say this often, and you're such a
do.
you really stick up for the homeless people, and you're a great voice of reason. But this says, if I can go from homeless kid to a race car driver, she can be anything she wants. Makes my heart full to remind her of that. That's so sweet, and just your
Yeah.
smile, and she's
That's
like
awesome.
laughing. Probably I can't see her
Yeah,
face.
she
but-
was so happy. I was kind of at okay. So this sheet right here. This is at Children's Bureau, and this sheet we were kind of just writing down what she wants to be. You know, what do you want to do, right? And actually, that quote is a little longer. I was telling her she can be president. She can do whatever it is.
Yeah, I remember reading that. You can be
um,
president. You can do. That
you can
is
do
so
whatever you want,
sweet.
you know. And we were just kind of writing down the things that she wanted to do. And then at a point, she just kind of leaned down and she was like, while she was thinking. So I just said, okay, I'll lean down with you. And I'm just like, okay, right.
Aw,
And so
a
that's
great
what we were doing
picture.
there.
Oh my God, so cute.
And I showed up to the celebrity cook-off, which I do each year at Sapporo, the Hibachi Grill.
We love that place.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
I'm gonna lose an eyebrow one of these years.
I
I keep
need
going,
that.
man.
I need that in my life.
Just move that mask up a little bit to
Really
protect your
good,
eyebrows.
man. Yeah, right. Because but I showed up to the celebrity cook-off, and as soon as I walk in, it was the first picture I saw. I was like, no way! They used the picture
It's
from
really
when we
a touching
were.
photo. It's
Yeah.
really cute. And this is
so
what is
cool.
this? The feeding the homeless?
Yes. So Tag Griffin has a good buddy of mine, Tag. He's got an organization called Hearts in Hand Homeless Outreach. And this was during Thanksgiving time. He did a little Thanksgiving thing downtown by the bus terminal, the main bus terminal downtown. And he invited us out to kind of help with that. So me, Stephen Ross from Walk the Talk, and former owner of the Vogue, he was out there as well. And we just that's Stephen's girlfriend, and Stephen's on the other side of us, and we just kind of got out there and fed the homeless people. So that was
Nice.
that was an amazing experience.
Cool.
They were so cool.
You posted this on your Facebook.
Oh.
When it's almost Christmas, but there's no race car shaped presents under the tree. Little baby Yoda. So cute. I just love him so much. He's my little baby.
Maybe
I am
He's
obsessed with Baby Yoda.
Maybe Mama would bring it. Wait, what's his name?
He's pretty adorable.
Mama. What's his name? You called Santa Claus.
Oh, my dude.
Madoop. Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
Madoop will bring you a little baby Yoda.
He needs
Oh
to,
my
man.
God,
He-
he's
he-
adorable.
He needs to.
I
Yeah, it
just
doesn't get
love
much
him.
cuter than that.
I saw a meme
get
recently. It
much
was
cuter.
like, if you thought Baby Yoda was cute, then you should see Baby Scooby-Doo. And it really is really
Yeah.
cute. It's
Yeah.
like a little Baby Scooby-Doo. Little
Yeah.
puppy. I'm like, oh, you
Scooby-Doo.
poked my heart. But I still think Baby Yoda, I mean, puppies are freaking adorable. But Baby Yoda,
Look at Yoda,
really,
I mean.
can we really get more cute than Baby Yoda? It's Baby Yoda. I love it.
I get
Yeah,
hands
you're
down. No
you're so
contest.
inspirational, and everybody needs to buy this book. We'll put the link in the bio or show notes.
Yeah,
yes,
please.
And I mean, this is such a great book, and he is actually working on his third book. I don't know if I
yes,
was
I am.
okay.
Yeah.
So yeah,
know if
so
that
I
was
was
a-
like, oh shoot, I should,
I'm sure if
did
that's
I
an
just spill the
exclusive
beans?
or
I know.
off the record.
So he's got so much going for him. I mean, he's gonna win the Indy 500, third book coming. Already
the
made two
sales-
books.
The sales of this book will single-handedly fund the next race.
He's
so.
a motivational
what?
So
speaker.
buy as many as you can.
TV personality. I mean, this dude is on fire. This dude is on fire. Hey. I love it. Thank you so much for being with us today.
No,
You've been
thank you
such
for
an
having
amazing
me.
guest.
Thank
Do you
you
have
so
any
much. Thank you so much
shout
for
outs or
having
anything
me.
you'd like to add?
Yeah, just the people. Just a shout out to the people, the listeners of your show, your podcast. Thank you for joining us, and keep supporting Renee. Keep supporting the show, and just
And Gutsy.
And
Keep-
Gutsy, of course.
keep
of
supporting
course.
Gutsy.
Gutsy Organic. Go give their Facebook page a like them on Instagram.
It's like
and
yummy applesauce.
next time you're in Safeway or 7-Eleven or any of the many places, you can find Gutsy. Go ahead and grab some. Just be good to each other, everybody. That's all I want to implore.
Love.
That's what my
Patience.
old principal used to say every day on the intercom. Be good to each other out
Yes,
there.
patience, love, respect, man. Just if that's at
Those
the
three
core
things,
of you,
you'll be all
like,
right, man.
You
You'll
can't go
be
wrong.
the world is
all right.
fixed. I mean,
Yeah.
that's it.
You'll be all right.
Yeah,
so.
you're so inspirational. You are so freaking awesome. The way you have just portrayed yourself and helping kids, and you're so passionate, and you're always pushing yourself to learn more. You're a great role model for everyone, not just kids, but everyone. And we're all cheering for you. We're gonna be in the you're getting in, and we're gonna be in that stage.
it's
I'm gonna
gonna
have my
happen.
umbrella because I'm like a vampire, literally, and
Yes,
I die
yes.
from the sun. So I like go out and like 1 hour later, I'm like completely red and tentacles. But I will bring an umbrella, and I'm bringing a fat head of you. We're gonna get a fat head, and we're gonna be like,
Yes.
Christian. We're gonna get so many
love
people
it.
supporting you. You're gonna hear us screaming
love
for
it.
you.
I
We're gonna-
absolutely love it.
I'm so excited. Thank you so much, Christian,
you,
for
Christian
being our
Aleixo.
guest. Everybody, you need to follow him on all the stuff. There's going to be all in the show notes. It's going to be there.
Oh, yeah.
Kristian Aleixo, everybody. Yay! You guys, like he said, be kind to each other out there. Be good. We're thinking about everyone going through hardships and just the crazy times. I love you guys so much. It's all going to be good. Just never give up. Keep believing in yourself. You know what I mean? Open your windows and your blinds. Let the breeze come through if you're feeling sad or something. Just get that fresh air, you know what I mean? That kind of rejuvenates the brain, right?
It absolutely does. Yep.
Yes, thank you so much, Kristian. Everybody follow this dude. Woo! Indy 500, future winner of the Indy 500. I'm Renee Michelle Merrifield. Thank you so much for watching this show with me and Kristian Aleixo today. Shout out to Jason Aaron Jolliffe. Hit him up for podcasts.
Bye-bye.
Yes.
We love you guys. We'll see you
Okay.
next time.